You know how sometimes you hear an idea and well, it sounds beautiful, but it just kind of floats there, just out of your reach. It's like a language you can appreciate, but you can't quite speak it yourself. I had an idea like that, one that lived in my head for over a year. I knew it was important, but I didn't really get it. Not until today. About a year ago, I heard Jordan Peterson say this, and it really stuck with me. If you want to be unbeatable, write every day. It just felt so profound. And I'd heard so many people talk about journaling, about how writing could untangle all the knots in your head. It all sounded so lovely, but I don't know, it felt distant, abstract. What did it really mean to become unbeatable just by using words? I truly didn't get it, not in my bones. But then, something so simple, something I did just a few hours ago, made it all click. For the very first time, I saw exactly how words can change a life, how reading and writing can literally turn pain into power and hopelessness into a reason for being. All I did was watch a movie. The movie was Freedom Writers, and oh, it is so much more than a film. It's based on the true story of a teacher, Erin Gruwell, and her students in Long Beach, California. And the amazing part is, it's a story told in their own words, from the actual diary entries they wrote during one of the hardest times of their lives. These kids, they grew up in a world that most of us can barely even imagine. Their everyday life was shaped by gangs, by constant violence, and the fear that just hangs in the air with it. Their neighborhoods were filled with drugs and guns and so much hatred, and with a kind of loss that no teenager should ever have to experience. But as I was watching their story, I realized something. As truly awful as their world was on the outside, the war they were really fighting wasn't on the streets. The real battle, the one that was causing the deepest wounds, was the one happening inside of them. They were surrounded by people all the time, but they felt completely, totally alone. They were told in 1,000 different ways by a world that had basically given up on them that they were not wanted. And when the world keeps telling you that you're not wanted, you start to believe that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve a different life, that you don't deserve to be happy, that you just plain don't matter. And that was the heart of it all. They just didn't feel seen. All their anger, their rebellion, it wasn't just random chaos. It was a desperate scream for someone, anyone, to notice them. A cry that just said, "I'm here. I exist. Please, just for a second, see me." And then, someone finally did. Their teacher, Erin Gruwell. For the first time in their lives, someone looked right at them and didn't see a problem that needed to be fixed. She saw potential. She believed in them long before they could ever believe in themselves. And that one thing, that belief, changed everything. So slowly, just one page at a time, their healing started. She had them read stories about other people who had faced these unimaginable hardships, discrimination, danger, so much pain, but they chose courage. And in those stories, these kids, they found pieces of themselves. They saw their own struggles reflected back, and it sparked this incredible idea. They could write too. Their stories mattered, and all that pain, their pain, could actually become their power. And this is where it all connected for me, because their story isn't just about them, it's about all of us. We all have our own wars. They might not be fought on the streets with guns, but they are just as real. They're the wars we fight quietly, inside our own heads. Our battles might look like addiction, or maybe it's that constant, paralyzing weight of procrastination. Maybe it's the quiet poison of comparing our lives to everyone else's online, or just that nagging voice of self-doubt that keeps telling us we're not good enough. We fight these battles silently, just hoping to feel like we matter. Sometimes we don't need someone to save us. We just need a story that reaches out from the page and just says, "Hey, I see you. I've been there too." When you read about someone else who made it through a storm that feels just like yours, a little part of you starts to believe that maybe, just maybe, you can too. And that is the real power of writing your own story. It's a call to courage. It's the decision to stop being a passive passenger in your own life and to actively, consciously choose yourself. I really need you to hear this. You are more than what has happened to you. You are more than your fears, more than your traumas, more than any mistake you have ever made. Who you become next is a story that's still waiting to be written, and the words you choose, the stories you feed your mind with every single day, they're going to determine the ending. So please stop giving yourself empty input. Stop the endless, numb scrolling that just leaves you feeling drained and disconnected. Stop consuming mindless content that asks nothing of you and gives you nothing back. Choose yourself instead. Choose the stories that help you grow. Choose the books that make you feel something real. Choose the movies that inspire you and remind you of just how strong you are. You don't have to be perfect. No one is asking you to be. You don't have to meet anyone else's expectations. You just have to find the courage to show up for your own life, to be present, to try, especially when it's hard. So tomorrow, just try this. Start your day with something that makes you feel alive. Not a self-improvement book. Not yet. Just something that lets you feel the beauty of being here before you try to master it. Watch an inspiring scene from a movie. Read a powerful poem. For just 10 minutes, try actually living instead of being trapped inside your thoughts. Because that is how you become unbeatable. Not by avoiding the pain, but by transforming it. That's what the freedom writers figured out. Freedom isn't something the world just gives to you. It's something you give to yourself. It begins the moment you pick up the pen and decide, with courage and with hope, to write your own story.